I'm pretty picky when it comes to polyphonic pitch shifting pedals. In fact, there's only one or two that I like enough to use on a regular basis. And to date, I've not really been a big fan of the Whammy style pitch shifting pedals until the Boss XS-100 entered my life. Let's go on a journey of discovery, shall we? The XS-100 is configured with a built-in expression pedal, as you would expect. It also has input and output, also as you would expect, along with a throughput where you can direct the drive signal to another source, maybe a second amplifier. There's also MIDI in and out, there's a USB jack, and there's also a control jack, so you can plug in a foot switch or another second external expression pedal to control what's going on with the pitch shifting. You can also create up to 30 different presets on the pedal by using the small LCD screen and the encoder and the edit button there that you see. It's very easy to set up and very flexible. But all of those features don't mean a thing if the pedal doesn't sound any good. So let's go ahead and get into that. I want to play you just my dry tone without the XS-100 activated. All right, pretty straightforward. The patch that I've set up initially to demonstrate this pedal is as follows. When the expression pedal is put into the toe down position and the effect is turned on, the pitch will be shifted up a perfect fifth. When the tune down button is activated there at the bottom and the expression pedal is moved into the heel position, the pitch will shift down 1 octave from the original pitch. If the tune down button is turned off, then the pitch is just shifted to the original pitch. So it sounds a little complicated, but let me go ahead and show you what is going on here. So I've turned on the effect switch itself. The pedal is in the heel position, and we're going to get the original pitch. Now, when I move that pedal up to the toe position, I'll get the perfect fifth above the original pitch. All right, and when I turn on the tune down button and move the pedal to the heel position, I'm now in 1 octave below. Yeah, way down in the dungeon. And actually, this pedal can tune up to 4 octaves above and 4 octaves below the original pitch. All right, so let me go ahead and play a little bit with the pedal in the perfect fifth above mode, and I want you to listen for digital artifacting. Let's see how clean this can be. Pretty good, isn't it? It is pretty clean, especially as I think of some of the other pedals on the market that I've used and some that I own. They're not near that clean when you're playing full chord, especially with a major seventh interval. That's a clean sounding major seventh that's pitch shifted. In fact, the main artifacting I have heard has been on the interval of a ninth. So here is a C and here is a D. Let me go ahead and play them together. There's a little bit of artifacting going on. But if I add in a delay, you knew I was going to do that, right? And start playing the types of things that I normally play, it's not very audible. So for real-world playing, man, it sounds really clean. Let me go ahead and switch back and forth between the perfect fifth above and the bass with these volume swells. We'll start off with the bass. Yeah, got a little whammy in there. And speaking of whammy, I've went ahead and turned on my distortion pedal so we can check out a little lead or distorted action. Got the tune down button turned off, so here's the original pitch sound of the distorted tone. Here is the pitch shifted version. Octave below. That's definitely down in the dungeon. It sounds really good with delay also. I'm going to go ahead and turn the tune down off so I can just kind of whammy back and forth between the original pitch and the perfect fifth above, which is, I probably wouldn't normally play an octave and a half kind of whammies, dive bombing types of things for what I do, but I might occasionally, I could see myself using the whammy in a perfect fifth kind of interval. That's a little too much, but let's try that again here with a more subtle. Yeah, that's a little more like it. I'd definitely do something like that on the right kind of piece. So far, we've been listening to a patch that has the direct sound. In other words, the original pitch sound coming from the guitar dropped out of the patch. So I've adjusted this preset to add it back in so that when we hear the intervals, the pitch shifting, we'll always hear the dry tone or the original pitch alongside. So we're going to hear original pitch plus perfect fifth and original pitch plus octave below. All right, so here is what the original pitch plus the perfect fifth above sound like. Again, the digital artifacting is really good. It's just that one interval of a ninth that has a little more noticeable artifacting than the other pitches or pitch intervals. That sounds great. Especially with volume swells and some delay. I'm liking that. So let me leave the tune down button off and let me bring the pedal into the heel position. And you're going to hear the third type of effect you can do in a single preset. Check this out. Aha, I've got detune on, and that gives me a chorus style effect. It's really nice. Now, the interesting thing about this detune effect is that when I bring the expression pedal up to the toe position, I'm going to transition from detune to the perfect fifth above. So let's check that out. You can hear when the detune kicks in and then when the pitch shifting starts. Very cool. Now let's go ahead and add in that octave below. And we've heard this, but let me go ahead and just do some volume swells with the delay. Now, I just said we've heard this. We've heard the octave below, but we haven't heard it mixed with the dry tone, and it sounds really good. Yeah, and you can control the mix independently of the direct tone and the effect level, so you can get that balance to whatever sounds best for the piece that you're playing. This is a great option for just, especially if you're doing volume swells. And having a lower bass tone that just kind of rides underneath your original pitch. Once again, we need to check out some distorted tones with a mixture of the direct pitch, the original pitch, and the pitch shift, because it creates really interesting harmonics. Now, I've got the XS-100 set up in front of the distortion, so I'm distorting the pitch shift. This will sound totally different if you put it after the distortion and pitch shift the distortion. All right, so here again is my direct tone. Actually, it's the detuned direct tone. Let's try that perfect fifth above plus the original pitch. Let's go ahead and hit tune down and try the octave below plus the original. The interval of the original pitch and the shift still comes through, but there are additional harmonics that also come through because the whole thing is being distorted. And if we add in some delay, you can get some beautiful sounds, really. All right, I've put together a little bit more of a full-featured example of how I like to use the XS-100. I've got a more full reverb going with some actual shimmer, if you will. And then I'm going to be using 2 different 7-second delays to capture Frippertronic style looping. I'm going to go ahead and start with the octave below pitch shift to create kind of a bass drone. And then I'm going to go from there. So let's see how this works out. Here we go. All in all, I've been really impressed with the Boss XS-100. It's already become one of my go-to pitch shifting pedals, but I'm really interested to know what you think. Will you please drop a comment? Also, I've got a playlist here of other Boss pedals that I've demoed here on the channel over the years. Check them out. See you over on those videos.